Presentation of TFNN. The Trader's Edge with Steve Rhodes. Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648 or internationally at 727-873-7618. The Trader's Edge. Now, Steve Rhodes.
Good afternoon, folks. Welcome to the June 28th, the magical Monday edition of today's Trader's Edge Show. I'm your host, Stevie Perseverance Rhodes, who absolutely knows that each of us should always be pioneers of our future versus prisoners of our past. Hope everyone out there is having a great day. Well, let's make sure we have an extraordinary one. And the easiest way to do that is to always remember that life is happening for us, not to us. That's right. When you and I make that one little 2x4 shift, it means we can find a gift in every set of circumstance that life is going to toss at us. Now, today, you and I, we're going to go check out the circumstance of these markets. We're going to go figure out what those bulls and bears, what those buyers and sellers are communicating to you and I just past 1 o'clock in the afternoon. I want you to know I'm absolutely grateful for your presence here. But much more important than that, and that's this. During this next 60 minutes, I'm here to serve you. So feel free to pick up that phone. You can dial on in. The lines are open, 877-927-6648. If you can't dial in, well, we've got you covered there, too. You can always send me an email. Send it early, please. Send it to steve@tfnn.com. And inside the subject heading, please put radio show question. And in our Tiger's Den, well, any ping will do. So let's go ahead and get this show started on magical, magnificent, marvelous Monday. Of course, this is Tiger Financial News Network. I'm Steve Rhodes. Welcome to the show. Right now, you got a mixed bag out here. The Dow's off 220, down 0.6%. The S&P's off 4 points. That's not even 0.1% just yet, but close. NASDAQ is up nearly 1%, 133 points, trading at 14,478. Russell's down 17. Semis are up 77. So we've got lots to look at. Gold is up 70 cents. Silver's up 10 pennies. Light sweet crude back $1.30. Leading the charge dollar-wise, the upside, you've got MicroStrategy, $66, 12%. Intelia Therapeutics up 54% or $48. NVIDIA 37, 5%. Mercado Libre 24, nearly 2%. HubSpot 21, 3.5%. To the downside, Booking Holdings off 103, 4.5%. Chipotle 23, 1.5%. Transdigim Group off 16, 2.5%. So certainly plenty to look at. And right now we don't have anything to look at. Now what I really mean by that, there are no requests. So without any requests, let's just take a tour through the general markets, try to see what kind of messages are being generated for you and I. As we begin by taking a look at the four equity future contracts out here. You got the ES Mini in left, the NQ in the next to it, then the Dow is next to that, or the Dow Equity Future Contract, and the Russell 2000. So first thing, most important thing, well, I don't know if it's the most important thing. Let's talk about changes in trend. Changes in trend from a daily standpoint. In order to get that, you've got to get closes below the bottom of the daily profile. Well, that's a problem for the ES Mini and the NQ because prices trade above the top of their profile. When you're above the top of a profile, you are above resistance levels out here. There is a new profile that has been attempting to form inside the NQ, although I think that it is going away. Nonetheless, just so you know and understand, over the past couple of hours while this profile has been out there, the resistance level is 14,422. Post these, the sellers line up, and then buyers are able to just punch right through them. Now, I won't have a confirmation of this current profile until this evening, but right now, price is trading above the top of it. Same thing in the ES Mini. If we take a look at A to B equals CD patterns out here, the NQ likely, and this is the small one, likely targeting 14,545. We can make larger A to B equals CD patterns like I did in our hourly, the 1 o'clock update out there. Nonetheless, price wants to continue higher. Now, if there is a bearish reversal candle that forms in the NQ, that could generate or would generate a sell the D point out there. Right now, the ES Mini may be targeting the 43.65 level. That is its small A to B equals CD to the upside. The Dow, even though it's the weak indice out here, well, guess what, folks? It's trading above the top of its daily profile. So I said, I simply said it was the ES and the NQ that were trading above the top of their profiles. Slap me upside my head out there because, quite frankly, it's the Dow as well as the NQ and the ES Mini. Now, in the case of the Russell 2000, we do have a new profile. Now, I believe this is just formed here within the last hour. Yeah, this was not, and so you now have a potential resistance level inside the Russell at 2347 and support at 2248. This is a bullish structured profile. So really your support range is anywhere between 2248 and 2276. It's fairly large, wide range out there, but nonetheless, a bullish structured profile in the Russell, bullish structured profile in the Dow with prices trading above the top of it. Not sure about the profile inside the NQ. Nonetheless, the one that's out there right now, price trade above that, and inside the ES Mini, price trade above that as well. So you might have, price targets. Let's just try to take a look at this. If we take a look at the ES Mini out here you can see prices above all those profile levels. So where are our next price targets out there? Well, really, from a tool standpoint, we just have expansions of swing points out here. So we did this, I believe, on the market update. Let me do this here. Give me a moment just to get rid of those trend lines. They're really unimportant as we speak at the moment. There we go. And this will just expand things out. And so I did a expansion of this set of swing points out here. We'll do for both sets of swing points. So this is from the high of May 10th. We're looking at the ES Mini, and this is the daily time frame, to the low of May 13th. So a likely price target there, it would be 42.85. There is another set of swing points that we certainly can use. So let's see where those take us to. And that's going to use the high from June 15th and the low out here from June 21st. So that 1.272 expansion gets us into the 42.94 level. So if somebody asks you where's the ES Mini headed to, well, right now, until we see some sign of a top out here, 42.85 to 42.94. Are we saying that that's where price stops? No, we're just saying that is the next upside price target using our Fibonacci expansion tool. We take a look at the NQ out here. In the case of the NQ, again, prices above all profile levels, even the new one that's attempting to form right now. If we take a look at a small A to B equals CD, that gets us up to the 14.545 level. There's not anything we're seeing on the other time frame charts to suggest otherwise. In the case of the Dow, it's a different picture. It's a different animal out here. Why is it a different animal? Well, it's a different animal because the Dow actually formed a top, a Rhodes Momentum Indicator top back on May the 10th out here. Inside the Dow Equity Future contract, you want to watch the 34.026 level. That's the top of that daily profile. If price gets back inside there, well, that can send price down to support, and support is 33.544 and 33.705. That is the Dow. Let's finish this puppy up by taking a look at the Russell 2000. In the case of the Russell 2000, there's that new profile that's attempting to form. Support between 2248, 2276 out here. Otherwise, prices above its weekly profiles as well as its monthly. Not enough data on this contract to get a quarterly set of profiles out there. So that's what's going on inside the equity futures contracts. As far as the New York Stock Exchange, well, its advanced decline oscillator is back below the zero threshold level. It closed above it on Friday and slightly above it on Thursday, suggesting that buyers were back in control of the market. So how do we read this? Can't read this until tomorrow. I mean, we can look at it right now. But if price gets back above that zero threshold line, it just confirms the signal from Thursday and Friday. And what if it doesn't? Well, if we have 2 days below, almost a sign of a consolidating market out here, which is really where we might be. Steve Rhodes with TFNN. We'll be back in just a few.
Steve Rhodes started his trading career as a student almost 20 years ago, and the student has now become the master. Steve won the prestigious Timer of the Year award in 2018 and barely missed that mark again in 2019, finishing at number 2 for the year. An amazing accomplishment. Steve Rhodes is committed to sharing his techniques and knowledge with anyone who wants to learn, and he shares his vast amount of trading knowledge every day in his Mastering Probability newsletter. Steve's award-winning newsletter, Mastering Probability, is delivered every trading day with updates throughout the afternoon. Sign up for Steve's market newsletter, Mastering Probability, and you'll receive access to 7 of Steve's educational webinars absolutely free. At TFNN, all our newsletters come with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have absolutely nothing to worry about. Visit TFNN.com and try Mastering Probability 30 days risk-free today. TFNN, educating investors.
What's separating you from the most successful men and women on Wall Street? That's right, information. Having all the information gives us the perspective we need to place the right trades at the right time. The TAS Profile Scanner is the premier market profile-based scanner. Powered by its acclaimed TAS proprietary algorithms, this feature-rich scanner instantly filters over 2,500-plus global financial markets, such as stocks, ETFs, commodities, futures, and Forex. This powerful suite of tools leverages instant trade filtering and strategy formulation to show you emerging trades before they happen. For a limited time, you can save $100 off your first month by using the promo code UPGRADE. And you still get a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to risk. Level the playing field with the TAS Profile Scanner, which you can find under the Services tab at TFNN.com. Sign up today.
Hey there, I'm Andy Arbertine with Tiger Precious Metals and Stones. Whether you're looking to buy and sell precious metals or trying to find the perfect diamond ring, I'm here to help. I have over 15 years of experience with diamonds and precious metals. You can call me directly at 727-329-8245, and I will personally answer any questions you have and help you find exactly what you're looking for. I will be your personal concierge in the metal and stone business. Give me a call today, 727-329-8245.
Many of our new listeners have heard about The Tiger's Den. The Tiger's Den is a lively community where professional traders and investors can meet, exchange ideas and information in a comfortable, moderated atmosphere. Hear all of the TFNN shows, plus see all of the charts as they happen live and have access to archives of all of those charts. You can test drive The Tiger's Den absolutely free for 30 days and greatly enrich your knowledge of these markets and how to make your money work for you. Detailed on The Tiger's Den or on the front page of TFNN.com. Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-873-7618.
Welcome back, folks. You got the Dow off 240. The S&P is down 5 points. And let's go out to Philly and speak with John. John, thanks for calling. Thanks for holding. How are you today?
Steve, I'm doing very well. Hope you're doing the same, and thanks for taking the call.
My pleasure. What did you want to
Steve, I wanted to ask if you could help me, please, with Nat Gas and copper futures.
Okay.
I first might ask you to look at the actively traded Nat Gas futures. That'd be the August contract, NGQ1.
Yeah.
Steve, this market has broken out in a major way.
Yes.
The fundamentals are lined up, driving higher price. Just this morning, price has gotten to the 362 area, which on the weekly chart is a Fibonacci 618 retracement mark. So we've gotten to an area that's just obvious resistance. I'm wondering if you can answer two questions for me on that NGQ1 contract. Namely, if we stall, where do you see pullback supports? And secondarily, if the rally extends decisively past this 362 area, what higher targets you might see, please?
Okay, so let's do this first. Let me answer your last question first, and I'm going to do that by switching charts here. We're still going to be taking a look at the natural gas, and we're going to use this 8-panel chart out here to assist us first. Now, you asked a question. Your question was, if price continues to move higher, in essence, where's the next resistance level? And on the monthly time frame, which is the left-hand panel chart, John, that shows $3.72. Now, I am using the continuous contract here because I don't have a way to really get that data to go back far enough for the NQ. But that is the TD9 breakdown level on a monthly time frame. I can get the data enough on the weekly chart and daily and all the intraday time frames. And as I take a look at the weekly chart here, John, this formed a TD9 top 2 weeks ago. And last week, price just simply took it out. There wasn't even a hiccup after that topping signal. So that says very strong move. Of course, you pointed out the very strong move. These charts are representing that as well, but represented because an important topping signal just simply didn't materialize at all, just failed in essence immediately and in a large way. If I look at the daily time frame chart, it too does not have a topping signal. Yes, there's an A to B equals CD pattern. We'll draw that in. We go back to the black background charts. I can't do that in this white background chart out here. So the daily, weekly, and monthly all suggest that price should continue higher. Now, somebody might answer or say to themselves, well, wait a minute, Stevie, price is off of the high of the day. Absolutely. That takes us to our 30-minute time frame chart. That's in the upper right-hand corner. And here we can see the topping pattern. So we have a Rhodes Momentum Indicator top. We've got a TD9 count top. And price right now, John, is trading with inside its bearish structured profile. So if price is able to close below on a 30-minute basis, two closes really, a close below 361, that's going to suggest that price could pull back or should pull back to 357 or 354. I see TD9 count topping signals on a 60-minute, on a 120-minute chart as well. So all of that is suggesting that we should see this retracement or a short-term retracement out there, but nothing broken unless we see price below $3.54. That would say, okay, we may have something else going on and a further pullback. So that's what these charts are communicating to us, John. Before I switch from these charts to my black background chart, what questions you have about these?
Nothing at all. I must say that 8-panel chart setup you've got for futures contracts, boy, what a wealth of information right at your fingertips. That's just terrific. So thank you on that. No further questions on that.
Okay. So then just one last thing, for those folks that are also trading it, give me a moment here. We're going to change screens again. This is the black background screen. Now, in this case here, there's several A to B equals CD patterns that we could draw in. Which one is it that fits your eye that you would have interest in? And when I say that, folks, here's what I mean. One A to B equals CD pattern, so I'll just put this one in first here, would just simply start from the low of December 28th as our A point. And then our B point would be all the way out here on February 18th. And then the C point is a retracement down into March 18th. And there we can see that we, for that A to B equals CD, we're at the 1.618 A to B equals CD pattern out there. And so a natural place for people to get off the elevator, so to speak. So that would be one of the A to B equals CD patterns. Another one could be just simply starting, let's take a look at the most conservative one, I suppose, or the one that is currently in play. And that would be just simply starting with the low out here on May 24th, and then the high on June 15th. And the low out here for our C point of June 21st. And here we can see that price has made the one-to-one level at 363. That doesn't, and folks, if we take a look at even this smaller one here, this really points out what John was suggesting and stating to us, very strong move. Well, if you take a look at the move along the C to D leg, it's on the left-hand side. It is on the strong side. What's on the strong side, the communication message to you and I, John, is that price is not done moving higher, and it should make an expansion there. But there may be a different set of swing points that you're using for the A to B equals CD, and they're all correct out there. Is there some other set of swing points that you're looking at?
I'm going to throw a question right back at you.
Okay.
I'm observing in Tiger TV your daily charts.
Yep.
What is interesting and unusual is that this is the 5th consecutive day with a wide-ranging rally bar, where we're currently near the high of the day, very far above the opening of the day. My question, seeing that pattern, using your tools again, where is obvious support if we begin to pull back in the next hours or day?
So on the daily time frame, that would have to be the oscillator and change line. So it's the white panel that I've just put on this black screen, and that's at 340. And the reason why I put that out here, ordinarily I would go to, as one place to look for, John, would be the top of the daily profile down at 320. But really this oscillator and change line, as I expand this chart out, that acts as a natural level of support. Certainly we look at this on a closing basis to see where the bar actually closed, and price has been above this for really the last 3 to 4 weeks out here. So that, if there were to be some kind of pullback out there, that would be what I would be looking at for the daily time frame. And the answer to your question is always going to be slightly different depending on the time frame we use. So on the daily, it was at 340. on a 30-minute time frame chart, which we know does have a topping pattern in place, the answer to that question would be $3.54. That would be the natural place. Now, that is above the bottom of, or that is below the bottom of the 30-minute profile, but that would be the natural buy area at $3.54. That's where you would add to. And if price got below that, then we'd say, okay, let's maybe exit that trade and relook for some other signals out there. But that's what I would.
Excellent. That's very helpful, Steve. You've taken a lot of time for my benefit. I thank you, so I will not monopolize you further. If by the end of your show, if you have any time to answer the question, did the copper contract form a very major pullback bottom last Monday on the solstice cycle, I'd be much obliged if you could touch on that. But thanks again, and I appreciate your time. I'll sign off now.
Sounds great. That was John in Philly. And when we do come back from the break, folks, let's just answer the question with regard to high-grade copper. And that's a September contract that we'll go take a look at. So Steve Rhodes with TFNN. We'll be back in just a few.
Are you having fun trading the markets, but having trouble finding like-minded individuals to discuss your trading and investment ideas with? Become an apex predator in the trading markets and join the Tiger's Den Trading Room only at TFNN.com. The Tiger's Den is an exclusive trading room where successful traders from around the world come to exchange trades and ideas. Join the den and surround yourself with the sharpest minds in the trading world. Subscribers to the Tiger's Den are also the first to have their questions answered live on air and can privately chat with our TFNN hosts live during their shows. Interact with other tigers and tigresses as they share trading ideas, news analysis, and discuss the market action all trading day. Subscribe to the Tiger's Den risk-free with our 30-day money-back guarantee and become part of the TFNN trading community. TFNN, educating investors.
You could be making money off the stock market. And if you're already making money off the stock market, you could be making a lot more. Check out TFNN and Tiger TV and get expert investing advice to give you the power to control your financial future. Go to TFNN.com and find the newsletter for you. Whether you're into trading gold, metals, futures, currencies, or options, you'll get advice and analysis to help you seriously get ahead. TFNN also features trading services with a 30-day money-back guarantee for new subscribers, as well as TFNN's Tiger Den Trading Room, trading software, and educational webinars for all trading levels. And make sure you check out Tiger TV for free on TFNN.com or TFNN's YouTube channel for live financial content from 8:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern on market days. Stop watching on the sidelines while other people get rich and become the investor you were born to be. TFNN, educating investors.
Tom O'Brien has just published his 1000th gold report. It's amazing to think that Tom has been writing his weekly gold report for almost 20 years. To celebrate the 1000th issue of Tom O'Brien's gold report, we've just launched a Tiger Dollar sale which runs for 2 weeks only through July 4th weekend. We've doubled all the Tiger Dollar bonuses where you can now get up to a 40% bonus on your purchase. But that's not all. Inflation is here and the price of the gold report is going up after July 4th. Right now, you can lock in the gold report at the current pricing of $97 a month for as long as you remain a subscriber. This deal won't come around again. Get your Tiger Dollars today and apply them to the gold report before the price goes up on July 5th. Tiger Dollars never expire and are good for any TFNN newsletter or service as a great way to add savings. Head on over to the front page of TFNN.com for all the details and help us celebrate Tom O'Brien's 1000th gold report.
This segment is brought to you by Thinkorswim. For more information, just click the Thinkorswim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
Welcome back, folks. So we're taking a look at the high-grade copper. We're looking at the September contract. And the question that was posed to us is, did copper form a bottom? And the answer is yes. Let's go take a look at the bottom. It was a Gartley buy pattern. We were taking a look at the A to B equals CDs during that last call. And the A point out here took place on May the 10th. And the B point for our A to B equals CD pattern is May 24th. And our C point is going to be the high from June the 1st. And you can see that price made a 1 to 1.272 A to B equals CD pattern, forms a nice little bullish engulfing candle to confirm that pattern. So it forms a bottom. Now the question is, what kind of bottom? Is it a major bottom? And the answer there is we don't know. It appeared that it was last week up until Thursday, and then again on, up until Friday. And the reason I say that is price on June 23rd closed above the top of its bullish structured profile. I require 2 closes above resistance to confirm the pattern. We actually got that on June 24th. But then on Friday, price closed back inside the profile. Today, it's still back inside the profile. Now, that could mean that price is just going to pull back to test a level of support. You can see on this chart several areas of support. The first level, because this is trading inside a bullish structured profile, is going to be 419. The second area is going to be 414. And there's, of course, in between there, that level is the support range. Just below that, we have a couple of different trend lines. So a bunch of support inside of high-grade copper. If high-grade copper closes below, and it must close below the low from June 21st, that is at 4.09, Formula 409 out there, and then that's going to tell us absolutely that was not a bottom. The other thing to be concerned about, John, in trying to understand did high-grade copper form a bottom or not, is this. We know that, and we know this also, there was a TD9 count top. That was where our A point began back on May 10th out here. What we know is that the oscillator and change line changed colors, and it did that on June 17th. We know that when that takes place, price usually stalls as it did on the following trading sessions, and we typically see price and that line test each other. In essence, John, that's what took place on Friday. Now, this is a bearish test. What I mean by that is when you test and reject a red oscillator and change line, that tells us we have a falling price oscillator below zero. That is a bearish message. Now, I'm really referring to a bearish message, folks, from a directional standpoint. And so from a directional standpoint, this is suggesting high-grade copper wants to go lower. Does that mean that the bottom we looked at is going to fail? No, it does not mean that at all. And we have this bullish structured profile out here. The ultimate level of a test on a further move lower in high-grade copper, John, everybody else out there, on the September contract is going to be $4.04. If price closes below that TD9 breakout level, that suggests that there's a larger pattern perhaps forming on the way down inside of copper. So to answer that question, did copper form a bottom back on June 21st? Absolutely. Does that mean it's out of the woods? Absolutely not. And those woods right now, $4.32 is what I would use. And until then, that bottom is somewhat suspect. But if you're looking to get in on the trade, wait for copper to pull back in that 414, 419 area. So I hope that helps you out, John. Thanks so much for the call and the questions as well. There was a question inside the Tiger Den to go take a look at Bitcoin. So let's put Bitcoin on this 3-panel chart. I believe we would be in the July contract out here. So let's just see what pops up on our screen profile-wise and see where we're at. And I think the question was just really to look at Bitcoin. So here's what we know, and it's really just the daily time frame that's going to have the data available to us. Bitcoin is trading with inside a bullish structured daily profile. That suggests that price should go target, because price is trading above the center of that profile, should go target 36,379. If price can close above 36,379, that's going to suggest that there's a change in trend. Somebody is saying, I'm sure out there, what? Say that again, Steve. How did you determine that? Actually, I didn't determine that. It was the TAS market profiles. All I am is a narrator. I'm smart enough to be able to narrate the charts, not smart enough to be able to tell you what, in any event. If you take a look at Bitcoin here, notice the tops of these profiles. We haven't seen it close above the top of a profile, not since back on April the 13th. So if price can take out resistance, that's a signal to you and I that there's a change in trend. Now, that signal would be improved if we could see a bottoming signal out here. Well, to see that, we've got to go take a look at, or we should go take a look at my white background chart. So here, we've got the July contract. What do we see? We see price moving lower, doing less relative energy. There is already a bottoming pattern that's been confirmed. It was really all the way back here on June the 8th. Price is moving lower, doing less relative energy, forms a bullish hammer candle. Granted, it's been tested, but it's been tested and rejected out there. So with regard to Bitcoin, it has formed a bottom. Can it take out a key level of resistance? Very much like copper that we were looking at. It's got to take out resistance in order to prove itself to us. And right now, that level would be 36,379. So I don't recall who asked for that, but that would be what I'm looking for, or you should look for, inside of Bitcoin. Likewise, a close below, this is a bullish structured profile formed 2 days ago. A close below 31,353 suggests lower price for Bitcoin. So I hope that helps you. We're wondering if it's a tradable bottom. So, Terry, it is a tradable bottom, but you want to really trade it from that 31,353 level, probably not right here from a risk-reward standpoint. Because you're looking at that, let's look at a 30-minute time frame chart, see what kind of signals we have out here. So here on the 30-minute, you had that nice Rhodes Momentum Indicator signal that had formed back here. And now price has made its way back to prior highs. You're below the bottom of a profile on a 30-minute basis. So the answer is no, now is not the time for that. Was it a tradable bottom? Yeah, but I think because of that resistance zone out there, you really want to see this pull back. Here's a 10-minute time frame chart. Pull back to where? Watch 33,900. Now, it depends what kind of trader you are, Terry. You know, if you're an intraday type trader and you're watching a 10-minute chart as an example, then what we would share with you is this is going to form bar number 8 by 140. You'll be looking by 140, 150, by 2 p.m. So between 1:40 and 2 p.m., you would take the lowest low of that of the current session out there. That should be the bottom on a short term, on a 10-minute chart basis out there. And if price trades below that, then you'd be watching 33,900. So it really depends upon the time frame that you're looking to trade. If it's the daily, then in order to make that a tradable bottom, you've got to wait for price to get back towards the bottom of that bullish structured daily profile, in essence, as it was this morning out there. So I hope that helps you out, Terry, with regard to Bitcoin. Thanks so much for the question, and have a great day. I believe we've got some questions that have come in by email. So let's switch over to those, and during the next break, I'll see if there were questions that I missed inside the Tiger's Den. This one coming from David H. And David wants to take a look at Lam Research. LRCX is the ticker symbol. His question is, do you see from the charts that LRCX has a good shot at testing the high of 673? Well, here's what we do know. The resistance area inside of Lam Research for the daily time frame is 654. The resistance level on the weekly basis is 669, and you asked about 673. How about can I get a 654 and an amen if price closes above it? I don't know if price will close above it out here, but 654 is the next stop to the upside. And if it can close above that, then the answer is price should be able to make its way to 669. Why? Price is trading inside a bullish structured weekly profile as well as a bullish structured daily profile. Steve Rhodes with TFNN. We'll be right back.
Are you in the market for buying or selling real estate in the Bay Area, including the surrounding St. Petersburg, Tampa, and Clearwater markets? Tiger Real Estate LLC is a firm that has extensive experience in the Tampa Bay area. Whether you're looking to sell your current property for maximum value, or you're in the market for a second home or investment property, Tiger Realty has the experience across all areas of real estate in the Tampa Bay area to help buyers and sellers make the most informed decisions across all price levels. From the price you should be paying per square foot in certain up-and-coming areas to the type of cash flow investment properties are capable of creating, Tiger Real Estate can help you make the best decision when it comes to all areas of the market. Before you make one of the biggest decisions of your financial future, call Tiger Real Estate LLC today at 727-329-8322 or email us at tiger@tfnn.com. That's 727-329-8322. Call us today.
The technology around us is changing every day. With so much happening, it can seem impossible to keep up with all the information. David White's investment newsletter, The Technology Insider, is designed to give you all the information you need to understand the technology that shapes today's markets and tomorrow's future. David White has made his living staying on the cutting edge of technology. His weekly newsletter will give you specific recommendations for value tech stocks, as well as entry prices, target prices, and stops to set for each trade. Dave delivers his weekly newsletters every Friday with updates throughout the week. You can get the Technology Insider at TFNN.com for only $37.50. Sign up for David's newsletter, The Technology Insider, and get an inside look at everything the technology sector has to offer. Try it risk-free today with our 30-day money-back guarantee. TFNN, educating investors.
Biotech is booming, but for how long? Whether you think the biotech bull has room to run or has run its course, trade LABU or LABD. Direction's daily S&P Biotech 3 times bull and bear ETFs. Visit directioninvestments.com/biotech today. An investor should consider the investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses of the Direction shares carefully before investing. The prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction shares. To obtain a prospectus or summary prospectus, please contact Direction shares at 866-476-7523. The prospectus or summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. An investment in the funds is subject to risk, including the possible loss of principal. The funds are designed to be utilized only by sophisticated investors such as traders and active investors. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
Don't forget, you can listen to TFNN live on your mobile device 24 hours per day. Go to TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV. That's TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV.
Welcome back, folks. So back to LRCX here for David H. So David's specific question was, does it have a good shot at testing that high of 673? We've kind of covered that by this Friday. Here's what we know when we take a look at the daily time frame chart. David, I wanted to make sure that were aware of this. So we have the most recent top form with the TD9 count. And did that right at TD9 breakdown resistance, 659.60. So right above that 654, you got that 659.60. And as long as price remains above its green oscillator and change line, currently at 637, price should make its way up there. Now, is it going to do it by Friday? I can't give you the date. Not because I can't give you the date out there. But it is set up to be able to move higher in that 659 level out there. And that's what I would be using for resistance if you've got some type of option trade going on. The 30-minute time frame chart here, we can see a nice Rhodes Momentum Indicator bottom way back at about 4 o'clock on June the 21st out here. And now what we have is a TD9 count top. That took place at 12:30. And price is pulling back. Nothing broken here. It's trading with inside a profile. It's testing the oscillator and change line. That's at the really about 643 and change out there. If price gets below that, then you'd be looking for a pullback to 637. And then if anything below that, 625.72. As long as price doesn't get below 625.72, that move to the upside is really what the charts are communicating to us. If price gets below that, then that's going to generate some other type of signal that we'd have to take a look at. But the answer as of 143 is, things are set up to make that move higher, just not to your target. Not that it can't hit it, but there's too many other areas of resistance before price would get up there. The next question coming in from Jerry. Jerry wants to take a look at the CDE core mining, I believe that is now. And your question is, you mentioned good entry for CDE would be between 882 and 830. Do these levels still apply for a long position? Well, price is traded at 862. And so I said between 830 and 882. Where'd that come from? Well, I didn't pull it out of my arse. What I did was I just simply looked to the bullish structured weekly profile. Now, Friday, price really cruised through the bottom of that profile, daily that is. And the bottom of that daily profile was 925. And that was a very strong, or should have been a very strong support level. Why, Steve-O? Because the center and the bottom were at that same price of 925. So let's pull over the CDE charts as well, and let's see where we're at on the daily time frame as far as any other patterns out here. So on the daily, what do we have? Not much. So let me look at the weekly out here. No. So no, Jerry. I'm going to say we need to wait and be patient out here. So what we need to do, based upon no pattern here in the daily time frame, as price is pulling back, other than maybe pulling back to test the swing point from April 30th. So that's one level you'd be looking at, April 30th. Let me get back to my black background charts, because you want to be able to use some type of volume comparison. And that's going to be the volume of 6.8 million shares. If you're pulling back with in price gets inside or closes below 836, and it does it with more than 6.8 million shares, odd favor price is either going to test or take out the low, which is 803. 830 is that level of support I gave you on the bullish structured profile. As price is pulling back into this area of support, we really want to see some type of bottoming signal on a daily time frame. And then on a short-term time frame, like a 30-minute, we really want to see a bottoming signal. So on the daily right now, the only signal that would be out there, Jerry, is a test of that swing point on lighter volume. And I don't know if that's what we're going to get or not, but that's what you should be watching for. The short-term time frame charts, once that happens, we want to look for some type of bottom signals out here. And I see a few of them on some very short-term time frames like the 30 and the 60, but I don't see that with the 120 and 240. So hit me back up again as price is getting back into that area, and we'll see but watch the volume on the daily time frame as price gets into that swing point. So Jerry, I hope that helps you out. Thanks so much for writing in. Let me see, David. David, he wants a twofer. Well, no problem, David. We've got there's nobody in front of you, so Canopy Growth is what Dave wants to look at. CGC is the ticker symbol, and let me get that going on my other charts as well. CGC, and your question is, what do the charts show regarding CGC? You're interested in the oscillator and change line on the daily, weekly, and monthly charts out there. Okay, so now I've got to wait for those charts to populate. If I look at Canopy Growth, right now what it did was it found a resistance today, and it's trading below the bottom of that daily profile, found resistance at the center. So you got price below that, which is directionally speaking bearish, potentially bearish. And price is trading with inside a bullish structured weekly profile and consolidating with inside the monthly. Let's take a look at CGC out here. Let's look at my daily chart on the white background, see if there's any kind of signal information for us. Let's populate this puppy. You're interested in the OUL, 2378 on the daily. On the weekly, it is 2687. So on the daily, price was, get back there, sorry, price was above the oscillator and change line. It's red, by the way. On the weekly, price is below, which is 2687. I believe you also asked for the monthly. Price is below that, which is 2721. So there's your information on Canopy Growth, David. I hope that helps you out, and thanks for writing in. Not a question, just an observation. When looking at bit chart, I see a 3 drive, but the Bitcoin chart's on. Okay, sorry about that. I was just trying to read a comment inside the den. I see somebody's written something about the NQ as well. That's the indice that's moving higher. Why don't we just go take a look at the 8-paneled charts out there. So give me a moment. We'll change screen, just kind of see what the NQ is doing, because that is the lead dog. And there is going to be any kind of a turn. You would think that we would see it there. So let's simply go check out its charts and see what kind of signals, if any, it's providing us. So here's our 8 background charts. You've got monthly, weekly, daily. Then you go to the 30, 60, 120, 240, and the 5-hour time frame chart. Well, here's what we know right now about the 30-minute chart. That's the one that's sticking out for me, and that is because it's got a short-term top. It's got a Rhodes Momentum Indicator top that was formed. Let me expand the chart for you. That formed when we had that little dark cloud cover candle. Remember, when you get a topping pattern, you don't start celebrating and think, okay, you've hit the home run, you've identified the top, and price is going to move lower from here on out. No. What's really important is first to be able to identify that top. We have that. There's no question about that. And then the next thing is, where are the support levels? Well, as David was asking for the oscillator and change line, as John and I spoke about that during the second segment, that is a key area. And when that line is green, it's especially a key area, because that is where price will typically pull back to first on some type of top out there. And if price doesn't close below that, this is why I created that line, to be able to, in a non-emotional way, as much as that can be done in trading, but in a non-emotional way, be able to make a determination, is this just a normal retracement? And right now, as of 1:50 in the afternoon, the answer to that question, you answer it. It's yes. price has tested and rejected the oscillator and change line at 14,460. Now, if price closed below 14,460, then you're looking at a run down to 14,442. That's the bottom of the current 30-minute profile, another level of support. If price were to close below that, then price would pull back to its breakout area, 14,366.50. So let's say you're trading this to the short side. Why would you be doing that? You'd be doing that because of the 30-minute time frame chart gave you that topping pattern. You need to see it close below 14,460. That's what you're watching for. Otherwise, the NQ is still bullish as can be. Steve Rhodes with TFNN. We'll be right back.
Sharpening your skills as an investor is like getting better at playing a musical instrument. You have to practice, sure, but you also need excellent instruction from experts. At TFNN, you'll get advice and guidance from the authority in technical market analysis. And it's not just dry, tedious text either. TFNN airs live financial content streamed live on TFNN.com and TFNN's YouTube channel with Tiger TV, live every market day from 8:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern. For free. Each host is an experienced trader and gives their take on the market while taking calls and questions live from around the world. From the moment the market opens until the closing bell sounds, Tiger TV has 8 different shows with expert hosts to help you make the right moves with your money. Watch online at TFNN.com or on TFNN's YouTube channel and become the investor you were born to be. TFNN, educating investors.
Markets can rise and fall like the tides. Subscribe to Basil Chapman's newsletter, The Opening Call, and you too can ride the wave. Basil Chapman is an authority in technical analysis. His Chapman Wave trading system has been helping traders identify trends and capitalize on momentum in the markets since 1984. TFNN invites you to test Basil's proprietary Chapman Wave trading methodology with a monthly subscription to the Opening Call newsletter for only $149. Your subscription to the Opening Call comes with a 30-day money-back guarantee, as well as daily market updates on key indexes, stocks, and commodities. Ride the wave. Sign up for the Opening Call risk-free today.
Introducing Primal Edge.
Today, it's even more important to take a supplement that complements your health. Primal Edge is specifically formulated to boost your immune system and help with weight loss, better sleep, stress reduction, and the need to detox.
Our early ancestors found all their nutritional requirements in the wild environment. But today, our food sources don't contain the vitamins, minerals, and nutrients that we need to stay healthy and strong.
That's why we need Primal Edge Daily Nutrition. It includes a special blend of ionic, soil-based vitamins, minerals, fatty and amino acids in an easy-to-use liquid form.
Primal Edge is powered by highly concentrated humic and fulvic acids, nature's preferred delivery system. They've been called miracle molecules because, like sunlight, air, and water, without them, life cannot exist.
That's right, Ellen. They ensure we receive all the nutrition we need to be healthy and thrive. We take it every morning.
Primal Edge. Just $89 exclusively at TFNN.com.
Don't forget, you can listen to TFNN live on your mobile device 24 hours per day. Go to TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV. That's TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV.
Welcome back, folks. So Daniel writes in, he wants to take a look at Jumia Technologies. Ticker symbol there is JMIA. We can see on the monthly basis formed a nice TD9 count top. Prices pulled back. We look at the weekly Rhodes Momentum Indicator top. This formed a Gartley buy pattern, even though not drawn in here. There's an A to B equals C to D. That completes with that nice hammer candle. This says that price is headed towards the top of that profile. That is 33.63. Daniel's question is, what do the charts say as far as where price is likely headed to? So right here, the weekly says 33.63. The daily says 33.22. The daily chart shows a TD9 count bottom. That pattern completed on June 22nd. Prices trading with inside that daily profile. The daily profile has resistance right up at the 33.19 level, and you've got 33.22 as the TD9 breakdown area. That is where price is very likely targeting. I don't see anything else on the other charts well, the 15-minute is saying, hold on, Steve-O. It has a Rhodes Momentum Indicator top, but this would suggest that price should pull back for about another hour, half an hour to an hour or so, and maybe then it will form or complete the TD9 count bottom. It's in bar number 7 right now. Remember, those bottoms can take place on bar 8, 9, or 10, so that gives us 45 minutes plus another 5 that we're in. So, again, about an hour from now, we might see JMIA, that is Jumia Technologies, form a bottom for that short-term time frame. There was a request to take a look at Apple AAPL real quickly. Apple trading above the top of its daily profile. Watch 134.64. If price can close above that, we're likely going to see 137.07. And then AT&T, as we take a look at AT&T, it's trying to get back inside its daily profile. In order to do that, it needs to close above 28.88. And if it doesn't do that, well, price would then be below the bottom of its daily and weekly and suggest to move back to 27.73. Oh, shoot, I didn't show you the chart. Multitasking, changing screens. Here's that chart. Here's the AT&T chart. So you've got that. There's your 27.73. Apple real quickly, AAPL. Here are the charts. Whoops, AAPL. There's the charts for that. And we're at the end of the show. Hey, folks, stay tuned for 2 more great hours, and I'll see you back here tomorrow on Terrific Tuesday. Have a magical Monday, folks.